Next up, we have Dedolight. Roman Zenz is going to tell us about everything that's new from Dedolight.
All right, hello everyone. How are you guys doing? We have, for a couple of years, we had now the LEDs. We added a new line, which we call the turbos. They are 90 watt LEDs in this smaller housing. So before they were passively cooled. Those are active cooled. They come in bi-color. So let me show you. And so this would be daylight right now, going to tungsten. And it has a little readout here. So we're going from 2800 to 6500 Kelvin. They're fully dimmable without shifting on the color temperature. We have a lot of improvements, like everybody with the color rendition index. So we're in the mid-90s now with our focusing lights. So what we are famous for, and I'm sure some of you guys know us for our precision lighting, to get the light where you need it and be able to control it really well because of the internal lens system that we have. So when you're in the flood position, you already have a lot of control, even with your barn doors, to really shape the light and get it where you need it. And then you can spot it in to a 5-degree beam and get a lot of punch. So that's quite a lot of punch for 90 watts, I would say. So they all come in bicolor, tungsten, and daylight. So this would be the daylight version. They all also run off of battery, like you see here. Then you need a different ballast, and then you can run it off of a battery. You can clip it to your belt. This would be a 30 watt. This is a DLED3, which is a 40 watt LED in what used to be the 20 watt housing. So we fit a more powerful LED in this smaller housing and added a fan to prevent overheating. Let me show you what that looks like. And that's running off of this battery right now. So 30 watts, also bicolor, also fully dimmable. And that's the battery it's running off. The cool thing about the batteries we have, they're 94 watt hours, and they plug into the wall. You don't need a charger at all for those. So that's kind of neat about those. Then, I don't know, is anybody familiar with the parallel beam lighting system? Has anybody heard that before, the parallel beam lighting system? It's becoming very popular in Europe right now. It's been invented by this Austrian cameraman, Christian Berger. And what it is, it's like you start with a parallel beam source, and then you work with reflectors. So you don't use the light directly. So you just create a parallel source, and all the light that you want on your actors, they come from different reflectors. They come in different grades of softness. You can have it like really hard, which is basically like a mirror. And then it goes in 4 grades, and I can show you that. Thank you.
Show them that one on there first.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So our lights can be made into a source for the parallel beam system by adding this attachment instead of the barn doors. You're adding a spherical lens and a honeycomb. So between those things, our LEDs become a parallel beam source, which looks like that. So basically, it's like a searchlight, like a small version of a searchlight. It's really a parallel beam. And this is the smallest version we have. Then this is a 90 watts, but the principle is the same. It's a spherical lens with the honeycomb. And then if you want to see right by the entrance where luminous is, we also have a 1200 HMI that's also a parallel beam. It's kind of this size and it looks more like a traditional searchlight. So basically what this does, so what you see here, we're using the parallel source and we modify it with the reflectors. That would be, is that a number 2?
I believe it is.
Yeah. So like I said, they come in 4 different gradations. This would be the number 2. And it goes to number 4.
I'm going to help you out with the sound. I'm going to be your boom man because we're having a lot of hits on that.
Thank you. So we have 4 different gradations. This would be a number 4. That's the softest version. Do you want to throw it up? All right. So you see how much softer that is. And the beauty of the parallel beam system is basically that you can technically you can get all your lights from one source. So you can grab your key, you can catch some of the same unit for your backlight. It's basically, there's a little bit of geometry involved. You have to think, okay, where do I need to place the reflectors and the unit? But technically you can grab everything from one source, and then you always have the same color temperature. And it's especially neat for day interiors, also for commercials, where you have you want those patches of sunlight on the wall. It's like very easy to capture something like that. They come in different sizes, the reflectors. So this would be, is it 40 by 40? It says in the back. So with this one, you can also grab like a little bit of a harder reflex and just like add, a splash of light on the wall somewhere. So really flexible. And what a lot of people use it for, they take the big unit, the 1200 watts, they put it outside the window, shining up, and then they put a reflector, like a 3x3 reflector above the window, pointing in, and then you get a really nice parallel shaft of sunlight coming in through the window, and so that's really neat.
But one unit can do a lot of different purposes with this.
Exactly. Right? So you get your key through the window, and then you just grab whatever whatever light you need inside from that same unit. And also you're working, you're not bound to the inverse square law so much, because it's a parallel source and it doesn't fall off as much as if you would be working directly with a source, because it's a longer travel and it's a parallel beam. So even if the actor then walks towards the window, he doesn't burn up, he or she doesn't burn up, because it's technically further away.
So not just versatile, but you can use all these together, do multiple units, as if multiple units simultaneously from one.
Exactly, and that way you stay with the same color temperature throughout. So, and it's basically replicating what the sun does, right? It's like we have one very big unit, and then all the other ambient lights just is reflections of that one source. I mean, if you're talking daylight interiors. So there's that. So all our units can be made into parallel sources and work with that system. And whoever is interested in trying it out for themselves, we have a showroom at Luminous in North Hollywood off of Sherman Way. David Pringle and Richard Armadrill, so they work together with us, and they host our showroom. So you can always come by, make an appointment. We let you use it, try it out, and if you have a project that you want to use it for, the parallel beam lighting system, let me know, and we'll make you a good deal.
Thank you, Roman, and thank you too to Bill Cause
Thank you, guys. Thanks, Joe.